Imagine if I was in a gallery looking at a painting, but instead of looking at the whole painting, I zoomed in onto just one little speck of the painting where there happened to be a mistake. And by looking at that speck alone, I said that the painting happened to be bad. That's what a lot of people do. People say that we shouldn't just judge without knowing the whole picture, and yes, that's true. But a lot of the people who say that are hypocrites. Even in some cases, I'm a hypocrite, and I'm not going to deny that. But anyways, a lot of people will say that for some situations. Like they'd say that you shouldn't judge people based on something as their looks, and you shouldn't just judge people on their looks. You shouldn't judge them by their sexuality, their race, anything. You shouldn't judge a person that you don't know the character of. You shouldn't even judge a person based on a few of their actions because you don't know that person's whole life story. That person could have done a lifetime of good deeds, and the time that you saw them was only during one of their worst deeds, and you just judged them as a whole and kept yourself away from that person simply because of that one deed they did that you probably don't even know the whole story of. So what I've noticed is that people would say stuff like this. They say, oh, you shouldn't judge people based on just, you shouldn't judge people without knowing the full picture. You shouldn't judge people based on their looks and stuff. But the thing is that we all do it. Like, if you've ever went onto a video that showed a news story of someone who happened to do some not very good actions, you'll see the same people who would say, oh, you shouldn't just judge people like that, giving horrible judgments out to a person they barely know the story of simply because they heard about one bad thing they done, possibly through a biased lens. When we see people on the news, when we hear people from only the one bad thing that they did, we just instantly form a judgment about them, call them a bad person. But do you really know why this person did that? Do you know the person's whole life story? That person who you saw on the news who murdered one person could have been a person with a lifetime of good deeds behind them, but everybody's just pushing them down because of that one bad thing they did. We should look at people as a full picture and judge that full picture. We shouldn't just judge the specks, which are the things that people did, or parts of people's appearances, stuff like people's race, people's sexuality. That's not what we should judge based on. Judge based on the whole picture. Judge a person's character. So the next time you see someone who has done something bad, or who has made a mistake, which is something that everybody does, including me, instead of just looking at that mistake and completely criticizing that person for it, completely judging this person for something, a person who you barely know, already forming harsh opinions based on this person. Think about what could have happened in this person's past. Do you really know this person? Should you really be judging a person based on something that you just saw like a minute ago? But I wanted to leave you with those words today. And I'm signing off with, I guess this is 4 minutes with Mars. So yeah, bye.